Hello everyone, welcome to Dada's FoodCrave Kitchen featuring cooking, beauty, lifestyle and more. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make Kabona. Kabona is an inspired Gambian street food. It's a lighter version of okra soup. You can enjoy this soup with fufu. You can also enjoy it with rice if you prefer to. If you are interested in seeing how I make Kabona, an inspired Gambian street food, and this is the first time you are tuning into my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join Dada's team. If you are interested in seeing how I make this delicious Kabona, please stay tuned. And without any further ado, let's get cooking. Here I have some beef. I also have some cowfoot. And I also have some chetlings, some people call it beef tripe. And I also have here cowkanda, some people call it pomo. And I also have some fresh catfish. And also some kidney. If you happen to have any kidney or you purchase any kidney, make sure you soak them in hot water so that the fish will be softened, because when they smoke it, they smoked it really dry. And then also I'm gonna use some smoked kuta fish, or you can use any smoked fish you have. Then here I have 1 onion, 1 Scotch bonnet pepper and 3 Maggie cubes. I am going to blend the onion, the pepper and the Maggie cube to season cook my meat. Then I also have additional 3 Scotch bonnet pepper here, which I am going to float when the Kabona is almost ready. I also have 2 onions, 2 habanero pepper or Scotch bonnet pepper, whichever one you have. And I also have my homemade OGIRI. Yes, my homemade OGIRI, guys. This is the best time to make OGIRI because the weather is warm. If you are interested, I already have OGIRI in my channel. Make yourself some OGIRI. Then you need some salt to taste. You're also going to need palm oil. You can find palm oil at your local grocery store that sell international African foods. Then I'm also going to use some fresh okra. If you don't have fresh okra, just simply use frozen okra. Like I said, Kabona can be made with okra mixed with the kren, which is the ayoyo leaf or the molohia, or you can mix it with the okra or without the okra. This is a personal choice for me to make my Kabona with okra. So I am simply just going to cut the okra. I usually cut the head off and the tail, and this is how I cut the okra. And this is the kren, some people call it molohia. There's so many names for this. You have molohia, you have jute leaf, you have kren, which we call in Gambia, we call it kren, and some people call it ayoyo leaf. Obviously it's really green, just like the rest of the other green leafy vegetables, like spinach and kale and them. So it usually come in frozen like so. So what you want to do, if you're really patient, I wasn't patient enough, so I am showing you how it looks like. Like I said, it comes in frozen, so you want to wait till it defrosts before you start cooking the Kabona. Then I am going to blend my Maggie, my 1 pepper and my onion, and add a little bit of water because I'm going to use this to season cook my meat. Then I'm going to add the cowfoot and the beef and the pomo, which is the cowkanda, inside the pot, and I'm going to add the blended ingredients, but I'm not going to put my beef tripe now. I'll put it in later. If you do not use pomo or the cowkanda, you can definitely take that out. Then I'm also just gonna now put the pepper and the onion with the Maggie that I blended, and now I'm gonna use my beef stock. If you have any beef stock at home, just add a little bit. If not, just add a little bit of water to season cook your meat. This was the beef stock that I saved from my DB Afra, so that's what I'm gonna use. So like I said, if you don't have any beef stock, that's fine. Just add a little bit of water to season cook your beef or your meat. I usually like to do this first before I can add water and start cooking. Then all that seasoning will go inside the meat. Then I'm adding a little bit of salt. Please add salt to your own taste. Whenever you follow my recipe, please add salt and spice to your own taste. Then you're going to cover the pot and wait till the meat is well seasoned cooked. Meanwhile, I am going to now blend the rest of the other onions, the habanero pepper, and my OGIRI, and added a little bit of water. So after my meat is all seasoned cooked, I am going to add these blended ingredients into the pot as well. As you can see, my meat's been seasoned cooked. Now I am going to add my OGIRI, blended OGIRI and pepper and onions into the pot. Then you're going to add a little bit more water at this time. Now you're going to cover the pot and let your meat cook and your cow food cook until you reach to the perfect texture that you want. Some people like their meat very chewy. Some people like their meat obviously really soft. So I cooked the meat like about 45 minutes. So this was 45 minutes later. The meat is cooked. Everything is done to the way, the texture that I want. Now I am now going to add my palm oil. So after I added my palm oil, now I'm going to add my fresh catfish. I am putting in the fresh catfish because I just want the catfish to cook a little, then I'm going to take it out later. And then I also added my beef tripe and my smoked kidney. My smoked kuta fish, I'm not going to add it till later because it's too soon. I don't want it to break into my Kabona. I gave it a couple minutes. Now I'm going to take the fresh catfish out. Like I said, I don't want it to break, but I would definitely add it back into the soup. Like I said, Kabona can be cooked just with the ayoyo leaf, the kren, or you can simply just add okra into your Kabona. And usually, guys, let me tell you, the inspired street Kabona that I'm used to buying in the street in Gambia, it's definitely not this rich with all this goodness in the pot. So obviously, I mean, I'm making this a home cooking Kabona, so that's why you see all this good looking meat and cow food and all that stuff in my Kabona. Usually Kabona is just made with plain smoked kobobulaka, which is the smoked fish and catfish, and that's it. It's pretty much just fish. I've never bought Kabona that have all this goodness in the pot in the street. But like I said, you can strictly just make it with fish. And then I added my kren. Now I gave it a couple minutes. And meanwhile, while that's cooking, I am going to now show you how I make my fufu. So now, the fufu I'm going to use pounded yam. You can use plantain fufu or you can use pounded yam. Or you can also use cassava flour. So once the water is boiled, you're going to continue on putting the pounded yam flour into the pot right away. As you're adding it, you want to keep mixing right away because you don't want it to have too many chunky balls into the fufu. You want to keep mixing that fufu. I'm telling you, fufu is not an easy thing to cook. You need a lot of strength to turn fufu. But in the long run, after everything is done, it's definitely worth it. So now you're going to keep adding water. I think I add too much pounded yam flour. You're going to keep adding water until it's a little translucent, until you reach to the texture you want your fufu. Some people like their fufu very stiff and very thick. Some people like their fufu not so thick, but just in between. So I added a little bit of water, and like I said, you're going to keep adding water until you reach to the texture that you want, until the fufu seem to be a little translucent. And then now you're going to add more water and let the fufu continue cooking for 5 to 6 minutes. You're going to cover the pot, let it cook, let it kind of steam and cook for 5 to 6 minutes. So after 5 to 6 minutes, this is how it looks like. So now I'm going to continue stirring the fufu until I reach to the texture that I want my fufu. Like I said, you need a lot of strength. So what you see, what I'm doing here, if you never try adding lime or lemon into your fufu, please do so. Try that. The reason why I'm adding lime or lemon, if you have lime or lemon, that's fine. The reason why I'm adding the lemon, it will give the fufu that really sourness taste to it, almost like the fufu was fermented. It will give it that little bit of sourness to the pounded yam, like the fufu was fermented. That's the reason why I'm adding the lime. So like I said, if you never try adding lemon or lime into your fufu when making fufu, give it a try. You will tell me again. So I keep adding a little bit of water. Like I said, you're going to keep adding water until the fufu is translucent, until you reach the perfect texture that you want. As you can see, I wet my hands, and now I am just going to show you guys that the fufu is completely cooked. So as you can see, after added my kren, my frozen kren, this is how it looks like. Everything's been dissolved and my kren is looking really good. Now I am going to add my okra into the kren to cook my kabona. Like I said, kabona can be made with or without the okra. It's more of like a lighter version of okra soup. It's more lighter, not too drawy and thick. But trust me, the next day, if you cook this, the next day is really gonna be drawy. And you know, sometimes the okras, you know, they just come in different season and different time of the year. Some are drawy and some are not so drawy. But you don't have to worry about this recipe not too drawy. Like I said, it's kabona. It don't have to be too drawy. It's a lighter version of okra soup. So I added my fish and gave it a couple minutes. So now I'm checking on my kabona. It's looking good. So it's not ready. So I'm gonna keep cooking it. I'm gonna cover the pot and cook it. So now I'm just gonna add my Scotch bonnet pepper to do it, like I said, in the Gambian way, tumbal. After a couple of minutes, voila, my kabona is ready. Isn't that beautiful, guys? Isn't that beautiful? So meanwhile, while everything was cooking, I was boiling up my fufu. This is how the Gambian people do their fufu. They boil it in a little small ball like so. You can make it a big ball, but this is the pretty much like the traditional way. You just boil the fufu in little tiny balls like this, and this is how they sell them in the street. So this is how the fufu looks like. I boiled it up and wrap it in a plastic wrap. So as you can see, this is my plate, this is my bowl, guys. I am going to eat 2 balls of fufu. 2 balls of fufu because I was so hungry. So if you really want to be bougie, you can eat this with your spoon, or you can just wash your hands and start digging and start eating with your hand. There's nothing wrong with your eating with your hands, right? It was so delicious. Like I said, it's a lighter version of okra soup. It's lighter version of okra soup that's made with the kren by itself, or you can add a little bit of okra. I hope you guys will try this recipe, and if you try it, let me know and leave your comment down below. And if you want a preview of my next upcoming video, DM me on Instagram and I will show you a preview clip of my upcoming video for the next Saturday uploading, if you are interested. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next upload. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.